Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Live at 5.
It's Wednesday. It's matinee day.
It's Wednesday, April the 20th.
We have a special guest.
Very special guest, Rosie Benton from Curious Instinct, The Dog in the Nighttime, which is
that
the
smash.
best Smash hit.
Smash
play.
hit.
I adore that
myself for
show.
you.
I adore that show. You know how
I
much
know.
I'm obsessed
I know.
with that show.
I know you do.
So it's a huge
I love
honour
it
that
too.
she's here, and I'll be talking to her in a bit. But my goodness, it was a busy morning. Poor
Okay,
Joy.
so first of all,
my word.
we wake up this morning and in the paper it says what we kind of already knew, that Betsy Wolfe is Elsa in Frozen.
In Frozen.
Cindy Adams wrote
it's
this,
not,
correct?
Yes, it's not confirmed.
It's not. Well, wait.
Wait.
But she tweeted about it.
Yeah. Well, it's not confirmed, but we all had heads up, and I've had multiple sources tell me that it's
Yes.
happening.
And she also tweeted that she's very humbled by everyone's well wishes today. So
And she can
she didn't tweet and say I'm not Elsa.
No, she didn't, and she
As
can
you
belt.
might. Oh yeah, she could totally do that role.
She can belt.
So now
hello
we're
from
hearing
Saturday.
about who's playing all the other roles, but
Yes, we
for now,
we
we're staying
we're not
quiet.
allowed to say.
so that's big
right now.
news. Big news,
Big
Frozen.
news.
It's coming next year out of
2018.
out of town.
So
and
not
then Broadway.
Yeah.
Next year.
Next year. So
Yeah.
but it's not a
Denver?
Broadway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing the Little Mermaid route.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super exciting.
Very exciting.
So what else?
So there's that.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. So Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller have like this on-screen chemistry. They were husband and wife in American Sniper, not Psycho, American Sniper.
Right.
They also did this movie called Burnt, which for some reason I watched the other day. It's like chefs, they're amorous chefs. It was on my Apple TV. Anyway, but it looks like they may be coming to Broadway together.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually could really work. They
In
both
the-
obviously Broadway
the
albums
Philadelphia
separately.
story.
Yeah.
It's a classic play.
High Society is based on it. From
Yeah.
the musical.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, but okay, can we talk about another star? I mean, come on, this is crazy.
Okay, so Jake Gyllenhaal blew
Yes.
me away last year when he was starring in Constellations. I loved that play. I loved his performance and his British accent, which is very hard. His London accent
by the way,
was superb.
I see him all the time at the theater now. We have the
Yeah,
same.
it's
We have the
fun.
same schedule.
Well,
He's
there
just
you go.
always there. So anyway, good to see you,
Also,
Jay.
he was charming to interview.
Oh yeah, he's
absolute charm.
totally lovely.
Anyway, it looks like he's coming back to
So
Broadway.
he's doing this play. I just want to share. I was obsessed with this play called Burn This, which is from 1987. Rosie's nodding. She also loves Burn This. This is a Lampard Wilson play. So back in the 80s, there used to be Circle Rep off Broadway, and they did like all the cool plays. But this play, for whatever reason, like came into my life right when I was discovering theater, and like I was obsessed with it. John Malkovich and Joan Allen were in it, and
It was an incredible cast.
I read it so many times, like I knew it by heart. So anyway, this role, Pale, is such a good role for him. Don't you agree, Rosie?
Yes, absolutely.
Rosie agrees. Great role for him, and it's such a great play. It's about Anna's like a dancer, and her gay dance partner dies, and I think he plays like he's like a total badass, like he's like a chef or something, right? And it's like that, it's like Burnt. It's like that,
Burnt.
but not. And like there's like sparks and it's sexual chemistry and it's amazing. So anyway, I'm totally excited, and I hope this happens. And Michael Mayer's going to direct
Mayer,
it.
who
So
posted
thumbs
Hedwig,
up to this idea.
and won the Tony for Spring Awakening. But he's currently busy because he's opening tonight, Funny Girl in London.
Oh, is that tonight?
Tonight.
Check right now.
So I spoke to Lynn, the choreographer of American Psycho, last night, and she also did the choreography of
Funny
Funny
Girl?
Girl, but she couldn't
Okay.
go back because Psycho opens tomorrow night. So she's,
And I got to see American Psycho again last night.
how was it?
I'm
So
so I don't
good.
know. I'm enamored by that crazy
I
show.
can't get the score out of my head. We've
Yeah,
had this
I
discussion
know.
so many
Same
times.
here.
Okay, right. Cher.
Oh yes, Cher the musical is still happening, and that is
Believe.
actually the title. Cher: the musical. That's the working title.
Just believe and read Marin Mazzie excellent piece on the roundup of all we know about the Cher musical so far. They've got a proper producer. They've got Hamilton producers.
Yes. And Rick Ellis is writing it. He wrote Jersey Boys.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to present Cher the script on May 20th, her 70th birthday.
So there
I
we
guess
go.
so.
Cher's
So,
70.
and then hopefully she'll like it, and then hopefully it'll happen.
Yeah.
And then
right.
we'll Dreamcast it, and it'll be crazy, and there'll be crazy costumes.
Absolutely.
Bob Mackie on Broadway, why not?
So odds and ends today, Mean Girls. It's still apparently happening. Tina Fey is now going to try and write it this summer.
She said they're actually
They're
putting
actually
time
doing
this
it.
summer to write it.
Also,
Her husband Jeff, who did the music, fully committed.
yeah. Also leading odds and ends today, or also in odds and ends today, Hamilton. The latest Hamilton story.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton has bailed out Alexander Hamilton from the $10 bill, and Alexander Hamilton will remain on the $10 bill.
But, sorry Ben Walker, Andrew Jackson, Bloody Bloody Andrew Jackson, has been removed.
From the $20 bill. So
Yes.
the woman ends up there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Harriet Tubman got it,
Yeah.
right? That's the story, right?
Yes.
Which is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
that's all good.
And how was? Wait,
So yes, we had. I
wait.
just need to get to my exciting morning. So
You
along
got to
with
see
all
Marin
this
Mazzie.
news, I got to interview Marin Mazzie, who's of course coming back to Broadway in The King and I. It was incredible, and I felt bad. She sort of started crying halfway through the interview because a year ago she was diagnosed with cancer, with ovarian cancer, and now she's back on Broadway. And I mean, I think that moment when she comes out on that boat. If you haven't seen The King and I, there's this huge
amazing.
boat that comes out. When she comes out on that boat on her first night back on Broadway, after everything she's been through the past year, I think the audience is just going to go nuts.
And how was Daniel Day-Kim?
He was incredible.
Any Lost fans? I'm like a huge Lost fan. So yeah, Rosie's raising her hand.
He was incredible, very, very sharp. He did The King and I in London with Maria Friedman a few years ago. So I think he's got it nailed down. And cheekbones to die for, everybody. Incredible cheekbones. Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. So I think it's time to bring Rosie in.
Bring Rosie in.
Okay, so everybody, give her a proper announcement.
Rosie Benton, star of Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time.
Hello. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much
You
for
guys are
doing
so good
this.
at the news. I just learned so much. Thank you for that.
So you're in the best play on Broadway.
I guess so. Yeah, I
You
feel
really
that
are.
way.
Totally
It feels like the
play.
best cast and the best crew, and it's a glorious job to go to.
Now, for those who know nothing about the Curious Incident, let's just talk to me about the world of the Curious Incident, because it's very different, isn't it? We're seeing it through Christopher's
Right. Just
mind.
like the book, it's all in his head, and the set is this perfect square that the director has sort of decided is inside his brain, and he can control what goes on in there. And it's very precise, and the lighting's very precise, and the sound's very precise, and we in turn have to be very precise. Movements, the vocal quality we have to use. It's all slightly off of natural, I would say.
But the audience is way in the Siobhan, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So we're the ones, you take us into that world. You have that responsibility.
Yeah, he's written this book, and I open it and I basically do direct address for the first 45 minutes of the show, telling everybody what's happening, what Christopher has written, and what is the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime.
And you must have done a lot of research, because it's about somebody on the autism spectrum.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what sort of did you do to prepare for the
Well,
role?
we all had to. I was a replacement, so the people from the first cast left last September, and we came in. And not only did we have assignments where we had to do certain aspects of the spectrum and bring in homework, which was good for me because it satisfies the nerd in me, and we had to present them to the rest of the cast. And then we also went to QSAC, which is a non-for-profit organization here in the city that is quality services for the autism community.
Okay.
We also raised money for them as well, and we got to work with some children on the spectrum, and it was really, really eye-opening. I learned a lot, and I also interviewed the teachers, which is what Siobhan is, and that helped me.
And do children on the spectrum, they must come to the show and then meet you at stage door? I mean,
Yes,
those
all the
encounters,
time.
that must
Oh.
be, like no other stage door that you've ever experienced.
And we're collecting money for Broadway Cares right now, and we have the bucket, and people come in, they're just in tears, and they say, my brother has autism, and this changed my life, or I have autism, and this, and that kind of thing. Be in a hit show that's also got a wonderful message and is changing people is really wonderful.
And you have two Christophers.
Yes,
don't you?
yes.
So you've got
Tyler
Lee and Benjamin.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So does that change your performance depending
Totally.
on who you got there?
Yes, and I was saying this to Andy Long, who plays the dad. It is an entirely different show, and not the fundamental sort of meat of the play, but just the tiny little things, like when you turn for a cue, you know that Tyler's slightly longer or Ben's slightly shorter. And that makes it fun.
And it's very precise. I mean, I think everyone got shocked at the Tonys last year because it got nominated for Best Choreography.
Yeah.
Which just came out of nowhere, but it really, it is choreographed.
Oh, totally.
You all have to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, we have like a 25-minute fight call every single show where we're just perfecting all the little, I don't do a lot of it. I just sort of stand there and
you're supportive.
Tell them that they're wonderful. But there's so much lifting and walking on the walls and flipping, and so of course it would be two different shows because there's two different guys, and they have this energy, their own specific energy, that they bring different laughs, different moments that are more tearful than others. It's great. For a long run like this, it's helpful as well. I know they do it in a lot of musicals too.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
I was going to ask you about the long run. I mean, how do you keep that material fresh? Because often on Broadway, play arrives and then it goes after 3 months.
Right.
this play's going to close in September. September the 4th, everybody, you've got to go and see it
Come
before
see
September
us.
the 4th. But I mean, you're there for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you keep your performance fresh?
I will say that it goes through waves. Like certain nights certain weeks I'll be thinking of one scene differently, you know,
Yeah.
and I'll just be really thinking about, oh, that's a new thing, I never thought of that. Or then the following week I'll, you know, think of a different scene. But really this cast, I've never been in a play with like better people and more support. And I think when you're having fun with your fellow cast members, then coming to work is great, and you don't even think about the 7 months you've been doing a show.
And do you have any dressing room rituals to get you into the zone? I mean, do you start listening to because you play someone who's English?
Yes.
Do you listen to the World Service, the
I
BBC
do.
World Service?
That's how I worked on my accent when I
Oh,
started
really?
the show.
Well,
Rosie Benton.
they have proper accents as
Right,
well,
right.
don't they? It's, yeah.
I listen to NPR, I listen to BBC. I've been listening to Hamilton like nonstop, which is
well,
my...
I have to say, but Jonathan Groff's accent, Hamilton, hate to break it to you all, is not the best English accent I've ever heard.
I didn't say it, Jonathan.
Just put it this way, I don't think
But he's
Jonathan
so
will be
funny.
doing it in London.
Right,
Sorry,
right.
everybody.
Yeah.
The
And we have
heart's
some
flying.
British people in our cast, so we have to live up to their actual
Yes, because they can
accents.
hear it. They
Right,
can hear
and then
it
judge
as
us.
well. Is that a bit frightening when you're on there
Yes.
with actual Brits?
And when
going,
Yeah, and when our accent coach shows up, we try every time I see him, I'm like, oh no, because if he's in there, if he's watching us, I'm fine. But when I start to think about it, it's a little, you know. But I was born in England, so I like to think that I have a.
Okay, yes.
Yes, it's come through.
It came through. Now it's a very complicated show. Are there? And Periscopers love this. Have you had any onstage mishaps that you then had to cover
we
up?
have I mean, I don't want to give
So
anything
you've
away,
got
but we have
live animals.
Live animals. We have live animals on stage. Actually, one of the rats got injured, not badly, but got injured the other day. So we had to do no rat. And I thought, you know, it's okay, because the thing about our play is
So
that
you were miming a rat.
miming a rat, and
Okay.
you know, just pretending he's there. But it is in Christopher's mind, so really anything could happen. So anytime we miss a cue or maybe say the wrong line, I think, it's Christopher's head. We can get away with this. But yes, the dog has had some adventures.
You made your Broadway debut in La Liaison.
Yes.
I have to say it wrong. Can you say it properly? Can you get the pronunciation right for all of us?
Dangereux. My French is so bad. But I heard it's coming back.
It is coming back. So that was my next question. Do you think, would you go and see something that's obviously, you know, a big part of your life? Do you want to go and see it, or would you be like, no, I don't want to go anywhere near it?
Who's in it? Do we know?
So it's Janet McTeer.
Oh gosh,
and
then I'm there.
Liev Schreiber.
I love them
Yeah.
both. I love Janet McTeer. Yeah, is it a new?
It's the Donmar Warehouse production from London that's
Okay.
coming over.
This is why we have Broadway.com.
Well, we try, but is it just weird going to something that you know all the words of?
Yeah,
that you're
I
so
mean-
intimately involved with.
Yeah, it would be like, for instance, one of our cast members went to London on her week off from the show, and she went to see the Curious Incident in London. And I thought that might be a
That's
little
a
too
bit
soon
much.
for me.
I mean that,
But
yes.
but yes, I would love to see it.
There are a lot of other shows in London that you could have seen. Just saying.
Right, especially not when you do it every
Yeah.
single night. But yeah, I'd love to see that. I think that play is interesting, and there's a reason why people keep doing it. And I had fun. I mean, Broadway debut.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, slightly undressed. It was quite a nervous experience, but I loved it. And Laura Linney was great, and Ben Dan. It was a fun. I'd love to revisit that play.
It was a fun moment in time. Now, a lot of kids are going to be watching this, so sort of wrapping it up. When did you decide acting was for you? Because you then went and got heavily trained, didn't you?
Yes,
You
yes.
at Syracuse.
Mhm,
When
mhm.
did you think that, yes, I wanted to become an actor? How did you...
Well, there's the sort of part where you know you want to be an actor as a
Yeah.
kid, and then there's the part where you're deciding whether to actually be a professional actor. And I did a show right before grad school and talked to all the actors, and I really picked their brains about, you know, how it works being a professional. And I think everyone that wants to be an actor should do that, because it's not the same as the dreams.
No.
You know, it's not the same as the
It's
practicality.
hard.
It's very hard. It's very hard.
And heartbreaking.
Yeah, and there's lots of rejection, but it's also, if it's the one thing you want to do, you can totally do it. You
So
just have
there
to
we
keep
go,
working.
everyone. Some
Yeah.
inspirational words to end Live at 5 with today. Now, can you please make sure that you go and see Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime before September the 4th this
Please
year?
do.
Absolutely. We'll see you all tomorrow, Periscope.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.